Hi guys,
Bem-vindos
benvenuto
mais
ao
Chanel.
Chanel. My name is Ifeolu Aishala and his name is.
Ebenezer Ishola,
Why are you using that voice?
soprano.
If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking and always returning back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to the family. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and give this video a thumbs
Thumbs up.
up. In today's video, we will be talking about how we met. So if this sounds like something you are interested in, come on,
Comments.
sir. All right, guys. So before we start, let's say happy Valentine's Day to
Yeah,
everybody out there. Hope you enjoyed your day. And do not forget that Valentine's is not only just limited to lovers. Do well to share the love of Christ so that they would know that our Father Himself is love. Okay, guys, I know this video is long overdue. Like, I mean, we should have talked about this video since when, but we felt like it's the month of love. So why don't we share and talk about our love as well? So we'll be talking about how we met, and yeah, hopefully this video is not too long, but let's jump right into it, or let's go right into it, or let's start sharp.
mm, Gregorian.
Okay, so how did we meet? When did we meet, babe?
Yeah, we met at a Kochapu retreat at Shapati 29, December 29. Yeah, continue.
So we met, yeah, just as I said, 2009. So we met in church. Yeah, our God's children. If you want a good man, meet him in church. I'm joking. So we met in church. There's this annual retreat that we usually have back home then at Equa Chapel. So we usually gather every December to, have a retreat. And that was where we met at the camp. And
Shapati.
yeah, it was in Shapati International School. So I remembered it was towards getting close to the weekend. All I knew was just that I was in boarding school then. I think I was in SS1. Yeah, I was around SS1.
SS1 is
Yeah,
S2.
SS1, SS2. And I just come back from school, so I was a bit sick. But then because I did not want to miss the retreat, I went like that to the retreat camp. And then I got to the camp and then I started feeling feverish and I could not eat my food. And that's when this man came in with his clique. Like he came with like some set of I think like five guys. I think he was up to like five guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he came in with his friends and they just walked past and somehow it caught my attention, but at the same time I was struggling with my health. So I just didn't really pay much attention. But then he just walked straight to me and was like, why are you playing with your food? Why are you not eating? And I was just like, can you just mind your business? Just mind your business. But then I was like, I'm feeling feverish and I don't know what is wrong. And then he lied to me that he was going to get a doctor, and I did not see him
hmm.
again. He disappeared. I didn't see him, and foolishly, I was there sitting in the dining hall, waiting for a stranger I had just met who promised to go bring me a doctor. Who does that? So I sat down there waiting for him to come. And then when he later occurred to me that I wasn't going to show up, so I decided to, gather myself and I went into the auditorium. And there he was in his not one flowery short knicker that he wore and was folding wires. And I was just like, did you remember you promised somebody like to get a doctor? Like not like I approached him, but then that was just what was running through my mind. Like, see the person that said he wants to go and get a doctor. So I just, like whatever. So I just went, I sat down because I remember it was praise night. So I sat down and every other person was, dancing, but me, I was sitting because it was really like the malaria was getting to me. So he came to me and was like, do you want to go to the back of the auditorium so I don't draw attention to myself? So I followed him again to the back of the auditorium. And then I think that was when one of the medical staff that we had around came and gave me paracetamol. And then he stood with me at the back of the auditorium till we ended
Yeah.
the service.
Finally stood
And
with by
then
you.
and then he walked me to my hostel as well, just to make sure that I got him safe. So I was just like, it might not be bad after all.
I wasn't bad.
Yeah, so
because
critical.
because because it wasn't intentional that I didn't come back to meet you there. I
So
was
what happened?
just actually maybe I got carried away with some other things in which I was asked to do at the technical unit at that time. So it wasn't intentional because I knew that I promised to come back, but I didn't make it. So it wasn't something in which I would just do deliberately, definitely.
Isha did not come back. That's the main
And
gist.
secondly, I was after my father's
So
business.
what was I after?
Your mother's business.
So that went.
But thank God I finally stood by you at the back of the auditorium and you finally attended to by a doctor.
That just happened, Pacha. So
No,
after that, the next day, my sis came, and I was just telling my sis about this liar that I met, who
I
promised,
am
who
not a
promised
liar.
to bring a doctor, and the doctor did not show up. He didn't come back with the doctor and stuff. And that was when he came out of the auditorium
My
at the
spirit
same
pushed
time.
me out because you were lying
Your
against
spirit
me.
pushed you out, or you saw fine girls standing somewhere
No,
and gisting. So he came, and then he was just like he came out rather, and I was telling my sister like, that's the liar I was telling you about. My son was like, that's my friend. Ebenezer. And I was like,
exactly. She
who
can bear me
asked you to call
witness.
him? Why did you have to call him? So he came around and was like, how am I feeling? As if he was that concerned.
Exactly, I was concerned.
Did you look for me before you saw me with my sis?
I can't just go and look for you in your hostel, ladies' hostel for that matter.
Babe, when my sister came was already afternoon. We had breakfast, we had exercises, we had morning session. So you didn't see me all through those times.
There is no how I would have looked for you.
Yeah. So after that, that was when my sister introduced him to me that now my friend Ebenezer, and I'm like, whatever. He's still going to remain like the liar to me. So after the camp, okay, before we left the camp again, the day we were to leave the camp, when we were inside the bus and all those things, I felt like probably he liked me. I don't know why he came up to me like that, but I just felt like, oh, probably this guy liked me. And then I saw him coming towards the bus. So I felt, oh, probably he was coming to call my number. You understand? So
The
only for
sister
him
was
to get
expecting me to go to come and collect her number.
only for him to get to the
Only
bus.
sister in the shop.
And this guy just brought in the microphones, the wires, and everything. And I'm like, what is your deal with wires and wires? Like, he didn't even pay attention. It was as if I did not exist. And I think that hurt me. And everything I had from him, like whatever thing that I might think, whether he's fine or he's into the technical unit,
Mm-mm,
everything just disappeared
mm-mm. Bam,
like
bam.
that, like that. So everything disappeared, and I was just like, I'm done with this guy. So yeah, that went. And then Happy New Year, Happy New Year. We got into 2010, and then once I think the first service in the year, and Usher walked up to me. I was like, oh, you have a letter for your brother.
That was another confirmation that something was coming.
So I checked the letter and I saw Ebenezer Ishola. So I was like, okay, I do have a brother, but he's like my kid brother, and he could not have actually have a letter for him. So I'm sorry, this is not. And the usher gave me a look like you have come again with you understand?
Right.
And then she just walked up. So I was like, Ebenezer Ishola, who is Ebenezer Ishola? Because guys, it's as funny as that. Because when we met at the retreat camp, we actually did not exchange names.
Hmm.
So I wasn't sure who that person was, but at the same time I was eager to know who was, bearing the same surname
Hmm.
as I am. So I got home and I told my sister like, the usher gave me a letter or said for Ebenezer. And she was like, my friend now, that one I introduced it in camp. I'm like, that liar that did not come back with the
Oh
doctor.
my God.
So
I'm not a liar.
so she said
Save me,
yes.
oh God.
So that anger in me just flew the letter like whatever. Anytime
Jesus
I see him,
Christ.
fine. If I don't see him, fine. This letter was just wrote in our house. So that was it. And then I think towards Easter break, I came home again for Easter break. And then like our family friend, the your dad's like Bolu is like my big brother as well because we're
Yeah.
family friends.
MC exclusive.
So
Thank you
yeah,
so much, Bollocks.
it was Yala Reno that we did not send.
Yeah. Thank you so
I
much.
just
Thank
believe
you
God
so much.
used
Thank you.
him.
I'm
Yeah, God
serious.
just used him for us. So he
Yeah.
came home that day. We were talking about a drama script. I think we were working towards our drama night. And then
Hmm.
he came on and was like, do you remember Ebenezer? And I'm like, Ebenezer, who? He said, Ebenezer now, that guy. I'm like, oh, she's the one that said he would get me a doctor and he did not get it. He was like, that I'm still remembering that time. I said, yes, now, this guy lied to me and stuff like that. So he was like, that the guy told him that I'm beautiful, he likes me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? So he was
Honestly,
just demoing.
I wasn't saying all those things to Bolo that time. I'm serious. I wasn't saying those things. I knew vividly when we were at camp that a group of maybe like five of us, I don't know, sure,
Mm-hmm.
we were talking about ladies and some other things in Equa Chapel, and you just passed and you just like, you look at that girl, she just came back from school. If somebody can just grab her and she just be a good wife material and all these things, and she has not been polluted with other ladies and all those things, and she's not pompous, she's good, she's that. So I just kept quiet among them, like, okay, no problem.
When your mind,
Ha!
you had already cited.
Like, okay, no
So
problem.
that was why you
Yuck.
approached me in the dining hall.
Like, okay, no problem. So, and immediately I came into the dining, I saw you, okay. The magnet just like, mm, everything just
Hey!
magnetized, man. Like, oh, so like, okay, let me just, now.
Hi! Gosh.
Holistic gist, like,
So that was what happened.
yeah. So that was what actually happened. So
Anyway, so what were you forming for me in camp?
yeah, it's just because I can't just be running after you as a like. I give myself esteem as a man also at the same time. So I can't. I was actually after my father's business, trying to do the technical work in which I actually pledged to the unit to function. So I can't just be. I can't dump all those things and start running after ladies. So I knew perfectly that we're going to meet in church and all those. So let me reserve all our conversation to when we get back to
Anybody that is
church.
hearing you talk now, they think that's how spiritual you are.
Am I not
He is
spiritual?
actually, he
Are
is.
you blackmailing me to the
Anyway,
audience?
anyway, so that went, and then he was always sending his messages. Like he was always sending messages that we did not send him. If you understand. So fast forward to September.
September 5th of September
Yeah, you
2010.
remember
Yeah, I did.
with the boy.
Oh.
So fast forward to September 5. Yeah, it was on a Sunday, and then I was around again from school. So I decided in my mind that I was going to approach this guy that has not man up to come and approach me himself and has been sending my brother. You understand? So thankfully, at the beginning of the service, we met at the entrance, and believe you me, Olami walked past me as if I did not even exist. Like I was like, not only are you a liar, but you're also rude.
I came for service
Of
in the
course.
presence of God.
Like I was really mad that day, but I was just like, probably he's shy. You understand? So I also took my bulletin and I went to my seat. Then after the service, he didn't even make he didn't make it like I didn't even see him. Let me put it that way. Like I didn't see him at all. And I was just like, okay, if that's the game you want to play, me self, I'm good in it. So after the service, I greeted my friends I had not seen for a long time, being somebody that was in the boarding school. And afterwards, I was going to my father's car, like working to where my dad
And you
parked.
ran after me.
I did not run after you. Let's
You
let's be
did.
clearing the record because we need to be clearing this. I did not run
You ran
after you.
after
Like,
me.
why would I even run after you?
Because
I did not run after you. What happened was I was going to where my dad parked, and you happened to be along the way. That was what
I was
happened.
going home jejely
So why
on my
why were
own.
you standing in front of that office? Why did you not also go out and go?
No, I was on my way now, and you just ran after me, and you called my name, Ebenezer.
Babe, I did
Like,
not
and
run after you.
you did, you
Babe,
did.
let's say the truth and
Uh,
let the devil. I did not run
yes.
after him. He was on the way while I was going to where my dad
Because the
parked.
reason why I didn't want to come close to you first is because Bully was delivering your message to me like, okay, you asked me that you sent him to me to be greeting me and all those things. So I was like, okay, if you actually did, then you should be the one to actually, okay, how are you, this one and that, and you should actually make a move. But I wasn't, so I was like, okay, maybe, or maybe you were not even sending the message. So, but for you to have called my attention before I left the church, that means that you were actually sending
I wasn't sent, guy.
bully.
Don't even feel yourself right now. I wasn't sending
Don't
any
worry.
message. I
Okay,
deliberately,
we are gonna call bully one
yeah,
day.
I deliberately did
live, and let
that.
us sort out
I
this thing.
deliberately, I deliberately called you, or let me say, I walked into you because I just wanted this sorted because I do not like the idea of matchmaking. Like, if you understand what I mean,
But he didn't
I
do
do.
that
But
directly.
it was more like an intermediary between the both of us,
Yeah.
sending messages that we did not send, of which you were sending messages that you did send at one point.
Not directly.
So I told him, like, I confronted you because I felt like if you had been sending messages to me, why are you pretending as if I do not exist when you've seen me twice? So I confronted him and was like, hi, hi, I've been receiving your messages. And he was like, he has also been receiving my messages. And I'm like, I did not send any message to you.
Don't
And
worry.
then
We'll soon sort it out.
I think the both of us kind of clicked and then we laughed about it.
Mm.
So that was when we knew that Babolu was into something. So we
Mm.
laughed about it and then my sis, shouted my name and like, we're going home. So I was like, okay, do you want to give me your number?
Ah, she collected my number first.
So I was like, do you want to give me your number? And he looked shocked, like,
Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Can you imagine? Geo, my church, like, yeah, hey, for you to see a lady that was like, okay, let me get your number from my church, like, hey,
oh.
is that possible?
So I,
So,
I
but
collected his
she did.
number. Yeah, I did. I wrote it on my palm. So I got home.
You messaged me,
Mhm.
and you say, okay, this is Ifeolu Aishola, and you're using your mom's number to message me, so that quote and unquote, I will know the kind of message I'll be sending on on that line, so that my mom will not say, who is after my daughter? I just left secondary school. So I was like, okay, no problem. I'm gonna save your contact. So I saved her contact, and we started talking, calling on phone, messages, and in the morning, at night, in the afternoon. And after when mommy would have gone to bed, okay, we still keep talking at night. Extra cool, MTN, Glow,
Um,
or that time, man. MTN and Glow,
it was
they
introduced
won't
because
try,
of us.
they won't try that extra cool
It
again in
was
Nigeria. They won't
introduced
try
because
it.
of us because
We
man, we
maximize it very well.
that's the
As
word right
in,
there. We maximize
as
it.
in
Like we were always
4 hours,
calling like
four,
every
five
night.
hours
We're
every
always
night.
on call from 12:30 to 4:30
Oh my
every
gosh.
day. And that's how we became best friends, guys.
Like,
Like we tell ourselves
everything, the
everything,
kind of food you eat, where you go to,
everything,
where you are
like
going, what you do,
down to the
what
part like
happened.
when I went back to school, he had my guidance number. I was always calling him like every
Yeah,
once in a week,
good.
and we became so
I
super
spent a lot
duper
of money
close.
calling you.
Well,
Eh, imagine.
you're the one that wants
I
wife
can't
now.
even imagine how many credit I bought at that time.
You're the one that wants
30
wife.
minutes on phone, 40 minutes on phone.
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Who don't like better thing?
Ah,
Hey, who don't like better thing?
anyway, I'm
Hey,
comforted.
Alan don't like better thing.
I'm
He
comforted
don't
now,
like
sure.
better thing. Hey, who don't like better thing?
I beg.
So yeah, we started calling. We became best friends, and after 2 years, um towards like Easter. No, it wasn't Easter break. I think then I was praying for my WAEC and my NECO exams. So the school gave us like some weeks off to come home, prepare before we go back for extension and then start our exams. So I got home, I messaged him like, oh, because he knew I was coming actually because I mean don't we talk. So yeah, I knew he knew I was coming and then he told me like, oh, let's meet up. That there's something important he wanted to discuss with me.
Yeah.
And trust me, I did not see it coming that he was probably going to make his intention known because he said, let's meet in church.
Yeah.
And
The
I was just
best place
like,
to meet.
how can you,
The,
babe, how can you ask a girl out in the church?
do you
You,
want
you know, you said you don't even know what to say.
Do you want me to ask you at a party, as in the hotel or
Babe,
where?
there are eateries, there are gardens,
No, 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 no,
there are a lot
no,
of
no, no, no,
places.
no.
There are restaurants, there are playgrounds, amusement parks. Like there are a lot of places you could have taken me
Roy
to
doesn't have a very
make
touched place at
whatever
that time
whatever it
now.
was, babe. Whatever it was, even it was just a restaurant, even it was just business system.
That was the best place in which I could ever think of. In the house of God. Let's go into the house of God. Don't you hear what about?
That was why it was not part. That was why it was not even into the standard of the guy I was like I would have loved. Like it wasn't
So
even.
you were not happy when they said that let us go into the house of the Lord.
Don't twist my words. Hello. So we met in church, and trust me, because we met in church, I actually wasn't expecting him to make his intention known, right? And that's how we met. And hey, uncle started with the story. Hey, this is that. And that was not what he had in mind. But the Lord told him he has received
Yeah,
confirmation.
I've played
He has
about
been
it.
convinced and has
Exactly.
prayed. And this
Exactly.
is that.
Yeah.
And this is direction. And I was just like,
Bush girl.
you are who? Me, you, relationship. To now cap it up, Okuna said, I'm going to give you 3 months to pray and think about it and
Yeah.
give me my response after that. And I'm like,
I wasn't
hey,
I like I was just trying
one
to
too
be
proud.
I was just trying to be flexible and not being rigid,
Flexible.
like, okay, give me an answer in the next 2 weeks.
Flexible. Me, I should go and pray about it. I'm like, hey, you're giving me ultimatum on top of my own love. But then
God's love. God's love, of course.
right there, I just feeling like could it work? Like because I told you guys like we've been best friends. So like we talk about everything down to the time when God called him to be a man of God, down to when he took a form to go to seminary. Like so I was just like, bro, we cannot be together. Because you want to be a man of God, me, I want a boy of God. Like I don't want a pastor, if you understand what I mean. Like I just want somebody that is just because I actually, if you watch one of my videos I did reacting to assumption as a pastor's wife, like there's just a way we expect pastors to behave, or should I say how we were growing up, the way we see pastors behaving. So I just felt like they are boring, and he actually proved me right by calling me to the church to make his intention known. So I'm just like, this is what you want me to settle for? Call it work,
Put it to
okay?
work.
And
And God make it work.
and at the same time, like I had a list of what I want in a guy, and it was not anywhere close
Hmm.
because then I wanted a tall, dark, and handsome guy. I wanted a guy,
Tall, dark,
yeah, I wanted a guy that
handsome guy.
speaks Queen's English. I wanted a
Okay,
guy
with
that
Queen
dressed.
Elizabeth, right?
I wanted a guy that dressed like pink. I wanted a guy that is not a
Hmm.
pastor. I wanted a guy that
A
is
medical doctor,
romantic. No, I don't even want
an
professional. No, no,
engineer,
no, no. I'm not keen
a
on. I'm
lawyer.
not keen on titles. I'm not. Just to be good for yourself. I'm like my two major thing I wanted is I wanted a guy who is romantic and who dresses well. Like that's like my. I love guys like that. And then
Am I not
not like
romantic enough?
not like he doesn't dress well, but he wears big clothes. I'm going to put one picture here. You will see.
Which picture?
Big. You will see.
Be
Big
careful.
big trousers
Let's
and
know
big
what
big
we are
shirts.
doing.
And I'm like, nah, it can't work. And at the same time, like out of like five major things I want from a guy, he has just one over five, complete failure.
What's that one?
You're just handsome. That's the only thing. That's the only thing.
I'm blushing.
Who handsome? Who handsome? Help. You understand?
Tell
So
everybody.
right there, I knew that it wasn't going to work. So I went back home with the intention like I'm not going to waste any time telling God or asking God to see the one because I already know it's not the one.
It's the one.
So it went like that, and thankfully I went back to school, and that 3 months for me was totally awkward for me because I mean, this is somebody that I've gotten used to speaking to him every week. I've gotten used to sharing gist with him. I mean, like anytime I go to call him, I usually have like my jotter where I already have things I want to talk to him about and stuff like that. So now knowing that this is no longer like my best friend, just platonic relationship, but the fact that he wants more makes me like it makes me kind of just want to be withdrawn from how many times I call him. And even when I call him on phone, I try to make it, like,
Brief.
yeah, brief and official. So I just don't give him any false hope, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it continued like that. And exactly 3 months, I came back home, done with my studies. And the exact 17th of August, he messaged me around sometimes to 9. And it was just like, Baba, what he told me 3 months ago, he wanted his answer. And I was like, no. ẹ̀rù bà wọ́n àyà já jìjà.